Well, good morning guys. It's the 28th of December and like the rest of the UK, I'm actually going to take a day off today. I'm not going to go into the office to continue working on the corporate movie that I've been working on the last few days. Going to run a few errands, going to do some of the jobs I've been promising my wife for the last week that I would get done, and may even fit in some time to go see a movie. Okay, before we kick off this morning, there's just one thing I would like to say.
Challenge completed!
As you know, this vlog started out with a challenge, and the challenge was to vlog for 30 days. This is day 30. The vlog was to continue until I exceeded 100 subscribers. We are at 153, I believe, this morning. So I think we will draw a line under the challenge and say challenge was accepted, challenge was completed. As I've said in numerous vlogs running up to this, my plan is to continue. I don't know whether I will continue to vlog 7 days a week. I will certainly try and do as many days of the week as I can, but I would actually like to spend a bit more time on some of the vlogs. One of the things that daily vlogging means is that there is always a rush to publish something, and fitting that in around the rest of the day can sometimes be a big challenge. So to try and improve the quality, to try and make these more useful, there may be some days where I don't publish one day, but the next day hopefully the vlog will be better, we'll have some better content, be better edited, and not be rushed out the door just to make sure that we get a vlog out on time for that particular day. So before I get going today, I wanted to take a moment to talk about some technology that I saw yesterday. Yesterday was my first experience of the latest generation of virtual reality technology. And over the years, even back to the late 90s, I've always been keen to try out the latest VR technologies. And even though they've got better, they've certainly got a lot smaller, they're a lot easier to wear, the quality of the images are spectacular compared to what they used to be, they still, I believe, suffer from the same problem. Who are they trying to sell these to? Obviously this Christmas, it's been a hot Christmas present because I know lots of teenage boys who are running around with Samsung VRs or Oculus Rift or whatever the manufacturer of the particular device is on their head. But these are very, very niche technologies. So this reminds me of computing in the 1980s, where you had lots of different manufacturers producing devices like this, and none of them were compatible with each other. You weren't able to play a game that you had for your Sinclair Spectrum on your BBC Acorn Electron. And this led to a point in the market where the general consumer was just confused. They didn't really understand why a game on computer X wouldn't work on computer Y. And that led to a stagnation of the market. Now, for those of you that have read the book Crossing the Chasm, you'll know that this is one of the problems of introducing new technology. You reach a point where you've saturated all the early adopters and you're trying to make the jump into the mainstream. But for technology to really be accepted, the consumer not only has to understand the technology, but they have to actually feel it has a place in their life. Let me give you an example. This is an Apple Newton message pad. It was the first attempt by Apple computers to produce a business class PDA. The idea being that you could just take notes using a stylus and it would translate them into text for you. So let's give it a go. So we write some text and it converts it into a readable text format for us. Now, it is not great. It's very slow, and you cannot guarantee the quality of the text recognition. So if I scribble my name, oh, it actually got it right. But generally, I would say 1 time in 10, it's not very good, and it comes up with something completely strange. But this was an absolute failure. This was a product that actually, when Steve Jobs returned to Apple, one of the first things he did was kill this. And the reason was that the world just wasn't ready for it. It was too expensive, it didn't do an awful lot, it wasn't very good, and the general public really didn't take to it. And then a few years later, Apple introduced the iPhone. And the big selling point was you didn't need one of these. You didn't need a stylus. You just used your finger. And it really, really took off. And the consumer not only realized that they didn't have to carry around multiple devices, because this isn't a phone. So you would need this and a phone and your laptop and all your other bits and pieces. This became an all-in-one device, and this became accepted by the consumer. They managed to jump the chasm from the early adopters to the mass adoption. This is the challenge that all the current round of virtual reality companies are facing. They are still addressing this section of the market. And there is this huge chasm that they have to cross to be able to get to the mainstream. And at the moment, they haven't found the killer application. They haven't found the thing that's going to want to make not just people like me, but every other person out there to go and buy their product. And at the moment, what you have is a series of products that don't work with each other, that are similar but dissimilar. They all do kind of the same thing, but for the general consumer, that just leads to confusion. At the moment, they haven't found a way to jump that gap. And it's quite possible that we'll see that in a few years' time, maybe a different company who's not currently in this space, maybe Apple, maybe Microsoft, maybe somebody else, will actually figure out how to get across that gap. Will bring the virtual reality or the augmented reality technology to the general public. So if you do have one of these first generation virtual reality headsets, enjoy it. They are great fun. If they do make me feel a little sick sometimes when I've been wearing them for a while, but they are great fun to play with, and I can only see the technology developing. This brings me to the end of phase 1 of the vlogging project. As I said, this originally was planned to be a 30-day project. The project is going to continue into phase 2. I am looking for some feedback, so if anyone would like to leave me comments about what they think I should do with the vlog. As I've already said, next year my plan is to take the vlog on the road with me when I travel for work. And I'm really looking to engage with you if you're watching these vlogs. You're either watching them out of morbid curiosity, or you find some of what I've been saying in them interesting. Please let me know. Please send me some feedback, either privately, through Twitter, through the comments below. I'm happy to receive feedback, both positive and negative. If you don't see there's any value in this, please let me know. I'm happy to take that feedback. But without feedback, I can't make it better for you guys. So lots of things planned for 2017, lots of things that I want to do with this vlog, but I want to make sure that I'm serving the community and making sure that you guys are getting what you want out of these. So thank you very much for the last 30 days, and here's to the next 30 and see where the vlog takes us. Cheers guys, bye for now. What's up, Scoob? What you want? Well, tell me then. What?